Hi, my name is Anna Cardinelli, and I'm the supply chain manager for Plasko's Creamery located in Trumbull, Connecticut. Today I'll be walking you through the 2025 ice cream demand forecast and explaining the decisions behind how much inventory we plan to order each month. Accurate forecasting is essential in our business because ordering too much product results in waste, especially because our ice cream is made fresh. Ordering too little means losing potential sales and disappointing customers. My goal with this forecast was to create a balance that maximizes profit, limits waste, and supports the customer experience. This presentation will summarize the methods I used, the quantitative and the qualitative factors, and finish our final monthly projections for 2025. And this is just a table of contents on what I'll be talking about. I have the introduction, business context, key external factors, forecasting methods used, the final forecast, why this final forecast makes sense, changes made after initial forecast, level of confidence, and then my closing and call to action. Okay, so I decided to do a local farm/ice creamery in my local town of Trumbull, Connecticut. It's called Plasko's Creamery. It's located at 670 Daniels Farm Road. Plasko's is a farm-based local business. The creamery benefits from the farm's foot traffic during most seasonal events like the Sunflower Festival, Pumpkin Patch season, and weekend markets. Our location in this suburban town has strong community ties and little rural competition, and also contributes to our steady stream of repeat business. However, we do face some competition from other chains around our area like Dairy Queen or Baskin Robbins. So our brand value and farm fresh products and the quality of those products are very strong and set us apart from other competitors. So this is external factors influencing our demand. The population in Trumbull, Connecticut is around 36,000 residents, and the U.S. average is 20 pounds of ice cream per person a year. Plasko's strengths are quality and experience because customers don't just visit for ice cream, they visit for the farm atmosphere that we provide. The ice cream demand in Connecticut is highly seasonal given the weather fluctuations of the East Coast. Summer vacation and after school traffic boost sales significantly from late June to early September. And while I mentioned before the major chains nearby, Plasko's strength and quality experience, customers don't just visit for the ice cream, as I said before. And then the school calendars and seasonality and weather and national consumption of trends really play a role in how much foot traffic we get per year in our location. Now, this is the forecasting methods used. The naive method, it assumes that next month is equal to the last month's actual value. It's good for identifying quick trend changes. And then in the weakness category, in a seasonal business like ours, the model becomes unreliable. For example, it could predict February sales using January numbers, even though weather and demand change sharply. And then the cumulative mean method, it calculates the average demand from month one to the current month. In strength, it's a very stable trend and it's good for long-term planning, but in a weakness, it responds slowly when there are sudden changes like sales spikes in July. And then the third method, the moving average method, or in parentheses like the 3-month method, takes the average of recent past months. And then in the strengths category, it's more responsive than the cumulative average, especially with seasonality. And then the weakness, it still lags behind in true demand peaks. And then by comparing all three, I gained insights and helped me adjust the final forecast to more closely match with the seasonality trends and event-driven demand. And then this is the final forecast, or the gallons ordered per month. And this table basically represents the final gallons we plan to order in each month of 2025. Demand ramps up slowly between March and May as weather warms up and families spend more time outside. Our busiest months are June, July, and August, typically with the seasonality change in weather, and peaking in July at around 185 gallons. Demand sharply drops in the winter months due to the low foot traffic because of the cold weather, and every gallon equals approximately 32 scoops, so July's forecast of 185 gallons equates to nearly 6,000 scoops. And then why this final forecast makes sense. It reflects real seasonality, aligns with weekend/holiday sales boosts, and then incorporates events and tourism. And increased projections like May, June, July, August, and September are based like school breaks and outdoor like farm events we have and holiday weekends. And then the decreased projections in December through February when cold temperatures drop foot traffic significantly. And then these are adjustments from the preliminary forecast. And increased June to September demand, reduced winter orders due to waste risk. And then after reviewing feedback from part 1 of this assignment and analyzing actual seasonal foot traffic patterns, I made a couple updates. And then my original forecast overestimated winter sales and underestimated the event-driven sales in late summer and early fall. By adjusting those accordingly, we reduce the risk of over-ordering inventory that won't sell. And then this is the forecast confidence level, and I rated it at about an 85 out of 100. I'm confident of that because the forecast is supported by the 3 forecasting methods. It accounts for the local foot traffic patterns and seasonality, and then adjustments were based on real performance data and events. The remaining uncertainty comes from external, like unpredictable factors like the weather or like the economic changes. And then this is the closing and call to action. This forecast enables smarter ordering, reduces waste, and positions Plaskos to maximize profitability during peak months. And this forecast supports better ordering decisions, higher profitability, and reduced waste. Thank you so much for listening to my presentation, and if you have any questions, please let me know.